Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. And in this video, we're going to be looking at an interesting little nonfiction book called Wicked Plants. I'm going to look at the rest of the title here by bringing it up on my tablet. So, Wicked Plants, The Weed That Killed Abraham Lincoln's Mother, and Other Botanical Atrocities. The author is Amy Stewart. So, this is an interesting little book, and I'm going to bring out I'll go to the table of contents here. It's very much a nonfiction book. It's more of a reference guide. It is not a field guide. So if you're looking for something that's you're going to go out in the field and look at these deadly plants, this is not it. This book serves an interesting purpose. And for homeschoolers, it can serve a variety of purposes. If your kid is very much into writing mysteries, this is a good book to help find something that will help them basically use to kill people. So, fictional in their writing, various plants that will essentially act as poisons, either killing or severely getting people ill. So it's an interesting book if your kids are interested in writing mysteries and trying to find that kind of reference stuff. It's also just a good book that it's really, really interesting to look up what certain plants can be poisonous. I've learned things like my ficus in my front yard can be poisonous. That certain parts of plants, and a lot of people don't realize, tomatoes and potatoes are part of the nightshade family. You know, it can kill you. Or looking up various poisons that could have been used in the Middle Ages or various time periods to make people sick or to basically commit murder in various ways. Certain things like ricin are in there. It comes from a specific bean, and you have to prepare it specifically, and it can become a very, very deadly poison. It's not alphabetical, so it's not a straight list. It comes in a variety of different things. So you have a certain chapter on arrow poisons. So this is talking about poisons that were used by various different cultures, puts on the tip of arrows, and this will often kill you. Normally it's going to paralyze you eventually, or stop being able to breathe. Listens to a variety of different other things. It talks about the castor bean, that's ricin, extremely poisonous. You have another one, this house plant could be your last. That's where I learned about the ficus, that thankfully is normally a house plant, but is a giant thing in my front yard. You have an entire chapter on the deadly nightshades, which, again, besides the actual deadly nightshade, also includes the leaves of potatoes and tomatoes, and I believe tobaccos in this areas. There's also deadly coming to dinner. Killer algae, botanical crime families, gypsum weed, lawn of death. So basically things you can find in your lawn that just, again, might kill you. And a variety of other different things. And then there's stop and smell the ragweed, highly allergenic. And let's see, rosary pea. I actually click on that. I can actually my computer is being very, very irritating. There we go. Yes, the rosary pea includes things like rat bane, which I've never heard of. Basically, it's a deadly poison. And it tells you the book throughout things. It gives you the specific scientific family, its habitat, where it's native to, and some of its common names. In this case, poison leaf and rat poison plant. So, and a variety of other different things. So it gives you the history and the science and basically how it kills people or makes people very, very ill. And it also gives you related shrubs and various different plants. So specifically, you have the rosary pea. And it's a tropical plant, and it gives you some of the descriptions of how things were used by kill. I'm not a scientific person, at least in the pronunciation, so I can't pronounce these things. But this specific plant is dry soil, low elevations, tropical climates. So it's native to tropical Africa and Asia, naturalized in tropical and subtropical regions throughout the world. And common names are, oh, I can't pronounce this, Jihuri bean, pecatory bean, deadly crab's eye, rooty, Indian licorice, and weather plant. Interesting. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can find a search button here. Let's go back to my beginning here. And actually go back to my table of contents here. And I will talk about the deadly house plants. The house plants that could kill be your last. So a variety of different toxic house plants. Poinsettia. A lot of people are aware of this, particularly in the U.S. This is the strange plant we bring in our house at Christmas time. Yeah, I knew it was poisonous to animals. Highly toxic qualities. Yeah, it's South American plant with white flowers that resembles calla lilies. In 2005, more people called poison control centers about poinsettia. Possible, this is actually peace lily, not poinsettia. There we go. Let's see. Well, yes, peace lily, which I think is what it's actually called. It's extremely poisonous. English ivy, things people have in the house. And let's see. Where is it I can find the ficus here? Yes, the ficus. The two indoor trees are, so let's see. Let's decide. Can't pronounce it. Let's see, this is the ficus. All right, ficus tree and rubber tree. So they're closely related. They're part of the mulberry family. The latex of these plants can provoke severe allergic reactions. I have one of these in my front yard. They grow really, really big. They're normally kept as a house plant, but they grow really, really big when you put them outside. Let's see, one went into anaphylactic shock. So yeah, my ficus is poisonous. And then a variety of other plants that are specifically pencil cacti or milk brush. I live in the Southwest, so that's probably pretty common. Various other houseplants that will kill you. And then, of course, it goes into nightshade. Deadly nightshade. I always wanted to grow deadly nightshade just for the sake of growing deadly nightshade. But, yeah, belladonna is the other name for it. It had some very interesting uses. Variety of different things. Deadly nightshade is pretty common. It's a member of a very large family, which includes henbane, mandrake, datura, and the spicy habanero chili pepper. Oh, fun. Yeah, a lot of things are related to that. And various other plants. So it's a very, very interesting book. You could go through it just for the sake of it. You could be as a reference guide to a child who's interested in writing mysteries, or just an interest in various different plant life that, you know, happens to be deadly. And if you're looking at that kind of thing, I'm weird. I find this book really interesting. This comes from my ebook collection. I figured I'd throw it in here just because it's interesting. They have another book on deadly insects. I own it. I haven't been able to entirely get through it yet. But again, this book is really, really interesting. It's very well researched. It's easy to get through. You can read it straight through, or you can just skim through it looking for a variety of different plants, kind of for the fun of it. If you're interested in botanicals or doing lessons on plants, this is kind of a good reference guide, a good book to get a hold of, just to look at things that just might kill you, or you're looking at warfare and looking at poisons and things, or even ways people die during different time periods, because occasionally some of these plants look similar to other plants, and people miseat them. Mushrooms are, I believe, are brought up in here, even though they're not technically plants. And yes, various ones can actually kill you. Mushroom hunting is, unless you learn it from an expert, can really, really be deadly. I think a Midsommar Murders English TV show had a thing where, yes, the mushrooms were killing people because they can. So, and it's, as I said, it's a very, very interesting book. I highly recommend. Age range, it depends. Again, this is more of a reference nonfiction book, so you can skim through it. You can look at a variety of different things. The little kids aren't going to really really care that much about this, but it's something you might be able to read at night, not necessarily as a chapter book, but read a different chapter if your kids are really interested in that. It works if you want as an interesting nonfiction thing. You can read about different plants that could kill you at night. Depends on your children. Again, I find this book really, really interesting. I'm weird like that, but I love knowledge. Again, I have a library degree, so I like learning things. So this book really interests me. I have some interest in mysteries. I don't read them that much anymore, but the idea of different, basically the wildlife trying to kill you, in this case the plants, is very, very interesting. So that is it for this book review. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. This is an unusual book for me. Normally I cover fiction, specifically children's fiction, both books and film. My film is a little bit more intermixed. I try to keep it family friendly. It doesn't always work that way, depending on what I'm covering. But be sure to like and subscribe. Check out what I got. I do a few. I have an entire collection of homeschooling law videos because we are secular homeschoolers, though my child is 2 at this moment. We also have a couple of travel videos. This is being shot in 2021, so COVID-19 is still kind of going on, so we're not doing too much traveling. Hoping to do more. Hopefully by the time this comes out, I'll have more travel videos, but otherwise there's more stuff planned. So again, be sure to like and subscribe, check out what I've got already, and be sure to look for more. Thank you.